Did you say everything you wanted to say about the Vlad interview?
I haven't watched the Vlad interview. You talking about Lecrae's Vlad interview?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no. So like, I didn't watch it because I have it like an issue with Vlad specifically for. I did a reaction video to an interview he did with Adam 22. I've been friendly with Vlad over the internet for a long time, just over Instagram. We have mutual friends. I'm friends with China Mac. China Mac's been on there a bunch of times. So I sent Vlad the interview just like, hey man, like I like, yo, I appreciate you being like pushing back on some of Adam 22's points in this interview. Thank you. You didn't have to. And then this dude like watched my video and was like, take that down or I'm gonna get you a copyright strike on your channel. And I was like, whoa, like what? Like chill. Like, what are you talking about? First of all, you can't do that. Second of all, why? Like, were you being petty? Like, I didn't say anything negative about you in the interview. So he claimed copyright. He couldn't give me a copyright strike. Claimed copyright, and then blocked me on all platforms, which I just thought was kind of a bozo move. And so anyway, I don't mess with Vlad or Adam 22. I went back and forth with Adam 22 over Twitter a bit. So I don't really mess with those guys. I think I don't know. I just think they're kind of exploitive and kind of corny, but so therefore I don't click on their stuff, right? I just don't. Like, whenever you click on something, anything, you're endorsing it one way or another, so I just don't. So the Lecrae interview I did not even watch. All I saw was the daggone thumbnail, and I was like, oh my gosh, like why? I got a point here though, I promise I do. But yeah, so I saw that, so like I saw the thumbnail, Lecrae on Chick-fil-A owner being anti-gay marriage. Like, I saw the thumbnail and I was just like, oh, like, nah, this is you. There's an angle here. Like, you are intentionally using a very like not tasteful image of him. You know what I mean? Like, you could out of the entire conversation, this is all you could find. Like, so out the gate, I was just like, man, this whole Vlad TV thing to me is kind of corny, and I feel like there's I don't want to say agenda. I don't like that word agenda. But I feel like there was a framing of the conversation. And to me, I think that kind of speaks to the bigger issue of how we traditionally do press as artists. Historically, people want to go and make these rounds where they want to hit these specific platforms and they want to be on these outlets. And it's like, yo, them outlets don't really care about you. You know what I mean? They don't really. And since COVID and everybody going digital anyway, I'm on some like, yo, why are there not more people making YouTube content? Why are there not more people building their platforms? So what I tweeted was the thoughts you're talking about, Andrew, is I just said, like, I wish there was more media platforms because there could be dozens and dozens of smaller Vlad TVs, right? Like dozens of people who have 100,000, 200,000 YouTube subscribers. And then when it's time for an artist to do a rollout, and you just go to a bunch of people that are in your community, and those are the people that we just cross-pollinate and cross-promote each other. But the issue is, I think too many artists view themselves as artists and not as media companies. Too many people are like, I'm just an artist. I just want to make music. I just want to be in a studio, and then I want to go on the Vlad TVs and the Adam 22s. Not understanding that those platforms aren't there to promote you, or Vlad TV is going to intentionally not just try to exploit you and get clicks, but he's going to try to get you tripped up. So no, I didn't watch the interview. Do you guys?
So unless you got media training, or unless you are like a public speaker, or you've been doing that for your whole life, you don't think about, they might take 30 seconds of this. How is that going to sound if they only take 30 seconds of it? And so I think that's the thing that even folks that are artists don't think about that. It's like, no, this is going to end up on Twitter somewhere. And if they take it without the context, what is this going to sound like?
Yeah, and I think there's no right way to answer that question, right? So if anytime somebody's going to bring up something like Chick-fil-A's CEO at some point, some would say supporting traditional biblical marriage, some would say being anti-LGBTQ. There's no right way to answer that. There's literally no right way to answer that question. Like, you'd have to sit there and spend 30 minutes really in like picking all that apart, which most people, like you said, most people aren't going to sit there and talk about that. I don't know. I'm going to reach out to Lecrae and those guys tomorrow and just be like, bro, like, come on my channel. Like, let's have an honest conversation on my channel with somebody that's not going to paint you out to be first of all, there's somebody that's just not that's going to use a more flattering photo of you for the daggone thumbnail. Like, why would you use that photo of him, Vlad? Like, that photo is not cool. Like, it's just not cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like whenever you see Fox News and then they show like they show like Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden. It's like a very unflattering photo. And then you see like Trump and it's like a very good lighting, good angle, right? Or vice versa. You see CNN. It's literally that vibe. Like, you're literally trying to make him look bad. You pick the most awkward frame to do that. And I don't know. It's just media. And I think we gotta, in my opinion, we gotta move away from that. That is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like everybody should have a YouTube channel. I feel like everybody should be doing something creative on YouTube, because ultimately you're building your own audience and you're building something that, yes, for me, it's helped me double my income, like in a real way. From 2018 to now, it's helped me double my income. Everybody's not going to do that. But if you started as a side hustle and you started as just something on the side to build your own story and to find your own voice and to learn technology, I think it's a great thing to get into at some point. And then you can just share stuff that you're interested in, and potentially that becomes a full-time thing. Or at the very least, if you're an artist, it's going to bring you more visibility. So I don't know. That's my takeaway. Is like, why is everybody so scared to create their own stuff? And then I would love Lecrae to come on here and me and him have a really honest conversation about stuff, right? And by and large, I feel like I'm very generous and favoring of him and reach. Like, I love those guys. I would consider him a good acquaintance, even a friend. But I don't need him to come on my channel. My channel is going to grow regardless. I'm going to be fine regardless. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. If you guys want to see him on here, y'all should all like DM him or comment on his Instagram and be like, yo, go on Ruslan's channel. We can create a whole campaign for it. So we get a real deal interview.